when you're president for 8 years, you're going to have to face the issue of Social Security.
Yes.
And there are a few people here who are collecting right now. I don't know if everybody is aware that if nothing is done, everybody's going to get a 24% haircut. And they're going to have to start means testing and a lot of other, you raise the retirement age, you know. What's your view here? How are we going to solve this problem?
So the first thing is I think we are starting with such a rock bottom basis of trust in this country that I just want to be clear at the outset about one thing. No cuts for seniors on Social Security or Medicare. We have to stand by the commitments we've already made as a basic backdrop of trust. Now, what I'm focused on is economic growth, GDP growth in this country. Turns out that if we continue growing at 1 point something percent per year, you're right, we're out of money. If we're back to 4% GDP growth, we actually grow our way out of many of our fiscal problems. How do we grow the economy? Let's start with that. Unlock American energy. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Put people back to work by no longer using federal funds to pay them more to stay at home. Reform the U.S. Federal Reserve, stabilize the dollar as a unit of measurement. Shutting down that administrative state, that's the source of most of the federal regulations that act like a wet blanket on most of the U.S. economy. This is our path back to 3, 4, 5+% GDP growth. And then against the backdrop of actually us having more money in our pocket, already growing our way out of our problems, our debt to GDP ratio improves if our GDP grows faster. Then we can actually have rational conversations about, let's say, quirks in Social Security today, like the fact that if you're a working senior, you're actually penalized for working. Many people want to continue working, and yet in some cases there are seniors in this country that are only getting 2 cents for every incremental dollar they make because we disincentivize work. This is nutty. We have more jobs available in this country than we do have people. So for people who want to work, they should still be able to get their Social Security payments that they paid into, but also earn on top of that. That's how we deliver economic growth. So that's working out some of these unintentional quirks in Social Security that waste money. And then I think we got to learn some lessons from the past. Back when we did have a Social Security surplus, it wasn't that long ago. If we had just allowed that money to be invested by Social Security in the same way that your financial advisor would recommend that you invest your money in a diversified portfolio, we would be swimming in surplus today. And yet we're in deficit. So what does that mean? It's the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is the source of the problem. And if we don't learn from our mistakes of the past, we're destined to make the same mistakes in the future. That bureaucracy acts as the impediment to economic growth. Tear it down, unshackle ourselves, unleash the beast of our U.S. economy from a position of growth. We're in a much better place, fix the quirks, get back to a place of surplus, and then actually allow people to invest it in a diversified portfolio that invests, including the market, so that we can actually catch up and never make this mistake again. That is what I intend to do against the backdrop principle of no cuts for seniors, because we have to ensure trust for people to be able to get what they've actually been promised. That's my answer. Thank you. I appreciate that question.